So if someone dies and a child is born, if it's say a woman dies and they...
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Nigeria Diaspora Television. I am Adetunji Omotola. We find ourselves in the month of October, which for Nigeria is very important because we got our independence on October 1st, 1960. This past week there's been serious concern that President Donald Trump has not paid much attention to the disaster in Puerto Rico, even though Puerto Ricans are in fact Americans. They belong to the United States. And so he's been caught flat-footed, and now he's had to respond to the fact that he hasn't really kept his eye on the ball there. And also we've seen in Germany, Angela Merkel, the president of Germany, has just been re-elected for an historic fourth term as president of Germany. And in Angola, coming to Africa in Angola, Angola has just had a new president after 38 years of rule by President dos Santos. Eduardo dos Santos has led power as the president of Angola, and now we have a new president. President Lorenzo was sworn in a few days ago in Luanda, the capital of Angola. After 38 years, Angola has a new president. And last month, we also had an opportunity to attend an inaugural lecture by one of Africa's finest literary icons, Professor Wole Soyinka, who gave a lecture titled Long Walk to Mandaland. The event was well attended by eminent members of South African society as well as officials from the Nigerian Consulate and the High Commission. The lecture, which went on for over an hour, was delivered with so much aplomb, wit, and lots of anecdotes. And it was a really packed audience, and the questions came thick and fast. And this was at the University of Johannesburg Arts Center.
Thank you. Please. Thank you. And we have not even got around yet to indicating what exactly Mandaland is, where it is located. But trust me, we shall get to that sooner or later. So for the former accusation, that of desperation, I repeat, no contest. I plead guilty as charged. Yes, many in my generation have indeed turned desperate, lamenting or without even one's direct or indirect participation, just knowledge. All of this which may end up scrambling the mind just to think of, shall we say, the terminal sacrifices of some of our predecessors. And then comes the latter part of that question, or this. Here we go again. It is salutary to also place an unjustifiable burden on potential. Physical exertions, like athletics, are perhaps the best examples of that, digging into the possibilities. Urging, dragging feet, go on, you can do it. Never mind that you are addressing an obvious wimp, undernourished wimp, confronting muscles and overstructured athletes, brimming vitality. And here, talking to this wimp, and you say to him, go on. Well, a candidate for sacking up will look as if he doesn't stand a chance against competition. However, we know that sooner or later that wimp amazes you. And of course the continent has been referred to very often as the sleeping giant, which is why some of our leaders, thinkers alike, keep kicking her to wake her up. I believe that the process has been going on a little bit too long. lasting even in some cases, we measure by a certain stage of development, going on for over a century, sometimes 2 centuries, but it's the best we can do. Instill conviction, which has nothing to do with optimism. Just conviction, which is in my dictionary, is infinitely more dignified than resignation. Thank you very much.
And I was quite interested to see that in 1965, you took allegedly a gun into the Western Nigeria Broadcasting Service, and you swapped the speech of the Premier with your speech. And you were in prison for 2 months after that. And also in 1967, you went to have a secret meeting with the Biafra leader, Colonel Ijebu, and as a result you were in prison for 2 years. Please, can you share with the audience why you had the urge to take a gun, allegedly, into the broadcasting house, and also why you had a secret meeting with Colonel Ijebu, which resulted in you in Diaspora?
Now, are you trying to tell me this that you have no faith in the Nigerian judiciary? No. Because I was acquitted. I was charged to court, eventually, and I was acquitted. So why are you still accusing me of holding Nigeria? You and I will talk quietly afterwards. Now, the Biafran issue. This again is, I'm just coming, for instance, from Ibadan, where I went to mark the 50th anniversary of Okibo, Christopher Okibo's death, the poet, the Biafran poet, who took up arms for his conviction and died on the war front. And in a sense, that also answers your question. I could not see this war, the war, if it once it started, I couldn't see it not having a permanent, searing effect on the population on either side, on the citizenry.
What was fascinating about Professor Soyinka's lecture was that he used a lot of humor, wit, and anecdotes to describe the goings-on in society, the entire African continent, and specifically Nigeria. And some of his terms of reference was, he made references to the church, the political class, and also ritual murders which people carried out in order to enrich themselves. And he kept talking about pepper soup. I think he made 3 references to pepper soup, how people's insides were grounded up in the mold of pepper soup, or rather used as pepper soup. And that was quite fascinating, even though it was also scary to listen to Professor.
Wow. Now I want to speak to, are you a gogo? Because you're not a gogo, you're just a representative. Her surname is Okbaranta, and she's written a book that was, there's a child who was growing up during the Biafran War, right? And that was a big sort of, it was a big juncture even in Fela Kuti's life, because he keeps talking about how Biafra should have just carried on being a country, but like all the rot also came in with that. But the way that, going back to how he says he was born twice, is there a significance in Yoruba culture when you talk about being born twice, having one birth and another birth?
Literally translates to be born and die. So B means to be born, and ku means die. Abiku is a conjunction of a word, and it means to be born and then to die. And the Yoruba believe that people don't die. So if you do die, you return, and then you have the possibility of returning. It's not the same as reincarnation. I think sometimes it's presented so that it isn't. It's that people actively don't die. So if a child is born and they die soon after birth, whichever child comes after is seen as being the same child. And this can happen over and over and over again. So not just once, it can carry on. And there are practices which has emerged which deals with this.
Also understood the importance of naming. And I'd like you to share what you're passing on as an educator and why it's important for us to respect our names and when we choose to name our children and what that means to you in terms of your reading of Fela's work and your listening to his music.
All right. I think Mingele Azani is right. It's a evening or good afternoon. All right. I think for me, names are very important, especially in African, in our culture.
You don't have to speak English, eh?
Really?
Yeah, we're in Joburg. You don't have to speak English.
Okay. But only for the people are not going to hear.
Too bad.
Okay. I'll just mix. Alright. I think because in many cases, when a child is born, they will be named maybe after an incident that has happened or after an occasion or after, sometimes there's excitement or it will also depend. So I think the name it really does carry a huge importance because if you name a child, most of the time you find that the child will actually follow that name.
Yeah.
Before you go to Lagos, you're listening to Fela here. Well, the language itself is very alienating because pidgin that Fela uses is not what you speak here, but we kind of follow. With my experience that when I lived in Lagos, listening to Fela, my understanding of him and the people around me kind of find some profundity. I just got some depth because what I thought was this is actually that. For instance, I went to look for a friend of mine, gave me this t-shirts, Fela Kuti Republic. So when I get there to ask for him, his name is Chike. So I asked for Chike, and Megad. Megad is Hausa name for my God. This one stands in the gate. Open and close, open and close. So, Manjingelad. So I ask him, he tells me, Chike, you don't come out. Eh? Chike don't come out. I'm like, okay, please just tell him it's me. Oga don't come out. And I'm seeing this guy here laughing, what, why are you laughing? I said, no, he's telling you that Chike has gone out.
As part of our ongoing report on Nigeria Diaspora Television's visit to Lagos in August, we also talk about my visit to my grandmother in Ijebu in a place called Station. We had a very interesting chat to some local folks, hairdressers, mechanics, and even the local musician.
Ṣé ọba ẹ̀ ṣó ń tọ́jú yín?
Tọ́jú wa o.
Ẹ mọ̀ rí.
Àti ẹ̀ nídìí owó wọn fún wa kápítà jà. Àti
That's
báwa
no
wá
road
sí.
everywhere in Ijebu that's all.
Ó lẹ́sẹ̀ ni. Kò sẹ́sẹ̀. Wọ́n máa rìn ní
Only
tiẹ̀.
fire fitting sir.
Báwo ló ṣe máa complain pé kò sí road lẹ́sẹ̀? Ọ̀tọ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ kí ni kò ẹ̀ ṣe? Ẹ máa para wọn.
This one that
There's road, but there's no good road. And also you don't have the right type of politicians. Because I come from Ijebu, Imupa, Oduegbu. Now, whoever is in the House of Reps that covers this area, they should be able to help at least these young kids. Get them into school, help the mothers for medical, help the small businesses. So I'm in PDP. See, I've been in PDP since 1999, but I've never contested in PDP for anything. But what we believe is not about party, It's about the culture. So we have to vote for the right kind of people. People who will not steal the money. Even if they steal, they will steal. Let's say you steal 1 million and you put 10 million towards helping people. It's better. But if you steal 10 million and you spend 100,000 for the people, there will be gaps. That's why we have roads, excuse my French, that's why we don't have good schools, that's why we don't have good hospitals. We don't, people are selling, everything they're selling is not up to 100,000. How are you going to feed your children when all your stock is less than 100,000? So you have to use your vote. We're in a democracy. Awalati lele. Papa mi ò jalè, ìyá mi ò jalè, ìyá mi ò jalè. So báwo lè mi ṣe máa jalè? Tẹ́kẹ́ mo jẹ́ gọ́vnọ̀ kí n máa jí wúlù. Ọmọ yẹn máa sọ fún ọmọ kókò dá. Èèyàn ò ní dàbí Mandela náà. Àbí àwọn Obama. So àwọn tó máa tún lu ìṣe ìta lára tí kò wọ́n wá because àwọn tó ti wà ń lu problem ti already wà lára wọn. Irú bí ìsìn generator wa wọ́n ti gbé lọ sí sọ̀rọ̀. Meanwhile, ibi ìlú ẹ̀kí gbogbo generator wa. Ká máa dín ta biscuits. Àbí? Èkó jàǹdùkú ní àwọn tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kò sí kankan tó ní value because àwọn èèyàn máa wà lórí bridge for 4 hours kó tó lọ bí iṣẹ́ báwo lọ ṣe fẹ́ torí rẹ̀. Even tó bá lówó gan máa sá kúrò ní because kò sí kankan tó dá lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Anything tó bá dá yẹn máa sanwó rẹpẹtẹ. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ sùn sóò tẹ́ wọ́n lè ní kí ọmọ 50,000 one night. So we have to change some of these things. And when you see an Oba or a commissioner or a governor or a judge or whatever, and they're not doing anything for the people, it's not going to last. And the people in Nigeria who are suffering, they can't eat well, they can't go to school, kids like this, they have no future. It's not going to work. So we that were coming, we have to come to the people. I don't want to meet any governor, I don't want to meet President Obasanjo, we interview him all the time. I want to meet the real people, but we say, protect your vote. And you must make sure you know the policy. So it's education, and then health for women, and then business support. You go down, so you go share. I better put it in. What's I left with?
Ogun folio.
No, the mini.
Okay.
But
the number you said now is here.
The number.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Yes.
I must see why I know. Gbogbo yín nínú ààyè sọ nìjẹ́ bó lóde ọmọ Àyìndé o ẹ jẹ́ àdìbò fún ọmọ yín ní Àyìndé o ó máa ṣomi ó máa ṣe ní ó máa ṣe tí Àyìndé o ó máa ṣe ilé ìwòsàn fẹ́ ó máa ṣe ilé ìwòsàn fẹ́ lọ́lọ́lọ́ ọ̀hún Àyìndé ara bá ń fẹ́ Àyìndé mi tí wà nù ẹ jẹ́ àgbákù kẹrẹmọ́ torí pé àgbájọ sọwọ́ ló ń sọwọ́ pọ̀ ara bá ń fẹ́ mi o ọmọ bàbá ẹni.
Let's give him. Okay.
Araba kò ní bàjẹ́ Ọlọ́run araba Síkírù mi láàyè araba jẹ́mi nìyẹn kí n gbọ́ jẹ́mi nìyẹn kí n gbọ́ Síkírù ewé ayò ewé ètùgbèje ìtún ló ní wọ́n tún ní ṣe Ifá ló ní wọ́n fà ẹ́ mọ́ra Síkírù akínbínú kókó àtàrí gbogbo méjì ọ̀gá àgbàgbà gbogbo mẹ́ta ọ̀gá àwàṣẹ Síkírù orí ló ń túmọ̀ gbogbo ọlọ ní túmọ̀ ẹsẹ̀ ìmọ̀ tí ìmọ̀jọ ìmọ̀ ẹni náà tó ń pè dálẹ̀.
The local musician gave us a real treat because he was rapping in Ewi, which is a very interesting facet of Yoruba music. And he was talking about how the politicians, they will promise much and deliver absolutely nothing. And I encouraged him to have hope because I said to him one day, hope is coming and they will be happier for it. And so soon, we've come to the end of the show and we hope you've enjoyed the time with us. And please remember to subscribe to our channel, NDTV, and in full Nigeria Diaspora Television, and do engage with us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, Odabo, Kachifo, Segobe.